Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to have a pretty quick look at the NECA action figures for both Farewells to Arms Ash, the Ultimate Edition, and the Ash vs. Evil Dead line for Series 1. As you can see, they're in the package, and unfortunately they're going to stay in the package, but it doesn't mean I do not have a lot to say about them. So we're going to go from right to left here. We're going to start with Eligos. Eligos does not come with any extras, any add-ons. It's just the action figure. I know that he has articulation in the mouth. He can open and close the mouth. One thing I found very interesting about Eligos in particular is you get to see his feet. And you'll see they're kind of like long like this, and there's a bone jutting out in the back. You can't really see in the video, unfortunately, but that's something we don't really get to see in the show itself. We don't really get to look at his feet. So I found that to be interesting, that since we got the full action figure, we could see what his feet look like. Didn't really even notice that in the actual show. Now let's just take a nice look at the packaging. Here we can actually get a nice look at the feet. You see the bone jutting out right over here. Of course, it tells you what else you can get. And right here you have the write-up. The write-up on the back is the same for the other two action figures, so that doesn't change. Other than that, you have the top here, the side, very simplistic, and the bottom, to which, if we turn it around, you get all the people who worked on it. This is a really awesome action figure. I think Eligos was actually a really cool creature in the show. I'm happy they decided to make Eligos into an action figure. If you can see, he's the demon of the mind. I like that they have to let you know who he is. He looks great. I can't really say much since I'm not taking him out, but word is that he does not have that much articulation in comparison to the next two that we're going to look at. Alright, so this is Value Stop Ash. Of course, unfortunately, we can't say this is S-Mart Ash because they can't reference S-Mart in the show. He comes with two heads, a very serious looking one like that, and the screaming one, which is supposed to go with Little Lori. Now, a little piece of trivia: Little Lori was voiced by Bridget Hoffman, who is the woman in the back of the original Evil Dead posters. So, something to let you guys know. One thing I didn't mention about the last action figure, and you can't really see in this video, fortunately, it's going out of focus. The background is like a red decoration like this with the trees, and it looks great. But once again, you can't really see, unfortunately. Now, one thing I also like, so we're just gonna look at this. This right here is the original piece of art of Ash from the poster, basically. And then they just took the exact same one and they photoshopped the shirt and the badge and then the pencil holder here, or the pen holder. So that's creative. I guess that's one way to do it. Other than that, he doesn't come with anything else, just the alternate head and Little Lori. Fortunately, as I thought there was a magnet maybe somewhere in there. That's the reason why you're able to put Little Lori on his screaming face, but unfortunately you have to be a little bit creative. Usually put the foot in his mouth or something like that in order to work. Of course, the side packaging is the same. Here's the back. Here we get to see what it looks like when we got Little Lori on his face. Not as easy as it looks. And I like the fact when they took this picture, they have this trailer in the back, so that's nice. That's pretty cool. Interculation in him is much better than Eligos. You can do a lot more. I heard there's a pivot in here, so you can do all kinds of poses. That's pretty much all I gotta say for that right now. Now we're gonna move on to what we would say our feature presentation. This is our Hero Ash. He has a lot more going on. You can change out his chainsaw here for the hand that Pablo makes for him. Here's another face, of course. Down here you can't really see, but basically what's going on is there's a point in the film where he puts the chainsaw straight onto his stump, and then there's a part where he kind of takes part of the little hand that Ray makes for him and puts the chainsaw on that. This is what this little thing is here. So that's what that is. I've seen some great photography with this action figure. I think it's wonderful. I think they did a great job with it. Of course, the same description, and they let you know what it looks like with the different faces. Now, one thing that's actually really worth mentioning is that you can change the heads. So the two heads from here and the two heads from here, you can switch. So that's one huge advantage of having both of these, is that you can switch out the heads and you can come up with all different kinds of combinations. You can just go with it, have fun. So that's pretty cool. I think I really like that. I mean, for example, you can take this head out and switch it into here and then put Eligos in front of him, right? Or something like that. So I think it's really cool. I'm going to be very honest. I prefer these action figures over the Evil Dead 2 action figures. I find they're better. I think they look better. I just think they look better. The paint job is amazing. They really got really amazing with the paint job, especially on Eligos, of course. And whenever anything has to do with monsters, I find NECA is able to emulate it very well. But when they have a little bit of a harder time when it's like a person or people. So Bruce Campbell, there's always a hard time with the likeness, but I think they finally did it this time for real. I always had a complaint about the Evil Dead 2 ones because his eyes were crooked. They always gave him the same expression. But finally here we got actually quite a bit of variety. We have 4 different heads we can choose from. So that's great. I think that's wonderful. And I think they did a great job with these figures. I love the packaging. Packaging is great. So that's it for these 3. I really recommend all 3. I can't say I can't recommend them. And I'm coming up with scenarios between Eligos and Ash would be infinite. Have a lot of fun. So, and of course, there's no reason to not get Value Stop Ash unless you're trying to save a bit of money. I've seen some people skip out on him because of that. All right, we're gonna look at this Ultimate Farewells to Arms Ash. A lot of people got really confused when this was announced / released, because a lot of them were saying, where's the chainsaw? What's going on? Why does it look the way it does? And I mean, here we are. Here we got Ash. Well, the reason why is particularly because the hero Ash is going to get also his own Ultimate figure. So they're not. Most people are under the impression there'd be 2. It would be 1 Ultimate figure, but it's actually 2. So that explains a lot. Now look at all these accessories. This is pretty nuts. We have Linda's head. We have Deadite Ash. We have his possessed hand. You can exchange out for his regular hand here where his stump used to be, or you can change out for a possessed hand. You have the Necronomicon, which of course unfortunately is the wrong one, but that's because I think they had to get the licensing from Tom Sullivan. You have the tip recorder, you have an axe, and so you also have a gun. There you go. So yeah, you have a lot going on here. This is what the Ultimate series is all about, and this is what you can expect. The packaging is really nice. Of course, you can't really tell, but if you look at the background, it's basically the cabin. They got a wonderful, nice, beautiful photo here. Now, I mean, there's definitely nothing wrong with articulation with these figures, but I hate this face. I hate the face. I think they could have come with a different facial expression, but unfortunately, that's the one they chose. A wonderful photo. You have the deer head over here. Something I noticed, of course, is the deer head is not in this action figure. So you don't get the deer head. So it takes a nice look at the packaging. Look at the back. We got the nice touch here with some broken plates. Here is the quick write-up. Of course, some quick photos. Side is the same. We have top, we can see a bit of the woods. And of course, the people who worked on it. if you skipped out on these action figures previously, then now you have more of an excuse to get this one. I think the packaging is actually, believe it or not, the best part of this entire thing. I think it looks wonderful. I love this whole thing. They don't really do that with action figures that much. You're going to expect packaging more like this, of course. And of course, they just smushed a whole bunch of stuff together. They just took everything and just said, here you go. So this is what the Ultimate Series is all about. And you got a lot more choice, a lot more articulation, of course. So you can just go wild. So I think that's nice that they make these, because they're not only collector's items, but for people who decide to skip out because they were unhappy with something, they can decide to get this instead. So that's pretty much my quick opinion on these. There is, for anyone who wants to look at them out of the box, there is a popular reviewer called Shartimus Prime, who I can recommend. You can look at his video and you can see what they're like. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope maybe it helped you decide if you want to pick it up or not. I honestly feel like none of these are worth not recommending. They're worth all recommending, and I think I love them all. But the ones that stand out the most would be Hero Ash and Eligos. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.